Hey, what's up? Wanted to shoot this video. This is Dre. Wanted to shoot this video about the struggle because I went through a lot of struggle. Actually, that's how I identify myself for the first, I would say, 3-4 decades of my life. Well, 2 to 3 decades. I just identify myself as struggle. It's not a coincidence that when I start to put that down, things start to fall in place in my life. I've told my story a bunch of times, and growing up as a foster kid, bouncing from home to home, taking care of my brother, and all of my lively belongings fitting into a garbage bag that I dragged behind me from home to home, and being physically abused, being mentally abused, told that I wasn't going to be anything, going through all that stuff, it left some, I guess, psychological scars. I just expected everything to not be good. And when things did get good, I would come to the point where I wouldn't trust it, right? So that carried over into relationships. I would say it was a level of PTSD, as you will. Like, I'm always looking over my shoulder. I grew up in a place where I saw my first dead body at 10. Gunshots all throughout the night. Ducking by the windows just to keep low and make sure we don't get hit by strays. Like, that kind of upbringing just doesn't help you see the best in the world. So it would sabotage my relationships, and I wouldn't know that it was sabotaging my relationships. It was sabotaging my progress. Like, I wanted to start a business, and I'm hemming and I'm hawing, and I don't trust that I could have the outcome of having a good business, of helping to change people's lives. Because I actually made a journey from not really caring about humans too much to actually loving humans. And it wasn't until I made that journey internally about not really caring about my own life. That's deep. Not really caring about my own life to then go off and care about humans the way that I do. To have written 3 books to help people see like possibilities and to grow. I wouldn't have been doing any of that if I didn't do that on a personal level. And then be able to say, okay, I want to write books. Okay, I want to write articles, and I want to train people, and I want to work with people's bodies and minds and have them see what is possible. Like, I couldn't do any of that, and I've been doing that now for like 20 years. I couldn't do any of that without at first just letting go of the struggle on a deep level, loving myself. Loving myself made it easier to love other people, made it easier for me to have great relationships, made it easier for me to create a business and, be making an impact in the world. Like, people read my stuff. People send me emails all day. Like, I get a lot of great interactions with human beings on a deep, visceral level. Like, I've gotten like 2-page emails saying like, hey Dre, I watched this video, or hey Dre, you gave me this workout, or hey Dre, now I'm doing something that took me years to get to the point of doing it. So I say all that to say that I had to drop the struggle, and there's a big struggle internally about loving myself and caring about myself and believing about myself and becoming confident and strong as a man. And then becoming confident and strong as a black man, because everything on the outside of us is not telling us to love ourselves and spend time investing time and effort and energy into ourselves. So then how can our works, which are of us, like emulate that or like give that off? It can't. So I definitely say, the sooner you let go of the struggle, the sooner you'll be free to share the awesome parts of you with everything else. The lighter you feel. Like, I feel light out here in these streets. I feel light. I feel good. I'm actually just at a good place in my life because I decided to let go of struggle. Now, struggle is not to say that you won't ever have hard times anymore. It's not to say that there won't be issues that you have to figure out. But there are scars and wounds that you do not have to keep picking at over and over and over again. You have to look at those scars and wounds and be grateful that you made it through those obstacles. I'll share some huge obstacles. I had for a long time a great obstacle about where I came from and not feeling worthy, right? So because I didn't have a mother, because I didn't have a father until I was a preteen, I never had a father, but because I wasn't in a loving family, I didn't feel as good as the other kids. You know, I used to go to like PTA, the parent-teacher thing, and my adoptive mom was working like 2 jobs. She ain't had time to go to those things. All my football games, you know, I make a tackle, look up in the stands, nobody's there. So I would say that I looked at a lot of those things with a set of like anger, you know, maybe not having the most money, not having the latest shoes, like feeling like sort of like life like just forgot about me. Like, why does my life have to be so hard? Why do I have to fight for everything? Why do I have to struggle for everything? Why does everything have to be just the hardest? I became so used to the struggle that I expected almost for it to get ugly. Even if it was nice, I couldn't appreciate anything. So I'd win awards as a trainer. I would get all these accolades and people saying I changed their life. You know, I would buy a house and buy cars and travel the planet, and none of it, I can't say I really savored or felt complete about none of it. Didn't really enjoy it. Didn't really savor anything because I always thought it was going to come to an end. That struggle that has been chasing me my whole life would just catch up with me and take it all away. Now, there's a lot of people I work with, maybe they haven't lived the life that I've lived, right? Maybe they haven't been, have gone through the type of adversity, but there's some adversity in everybody's life. And the sooner you can shed that, the sweeter life is going to be. The sooner you can shed the feelings, the emotions, the pain, and you don't accept that and drag that into your future, the sooner it is that you're going to have an awesome freaking life. You'll be able to be grateful for more things instead of worrying about what's going to come and take you out. So that's a distinction I wanted to share. It's been in my heart for a long time, and I want to authentically share that. And you know, everything I say, all of these lessons that I get, they work on individuals. They also work in communities. You know, if you want to look at a community that is perpetually living into a situation that is not the best situation because of being focused so far on past struggles and atrocities, you'll see that outcome. You'll notice that outcome. You will see how and why a community might be in that area. And I look at like the black community in America, we're like that. As a minority group. And sure, there's a great amount of social factors. Things are messed up the way that they are, but as soon as you allow your wounds to heal, that's when you can move forward. And I hope that that's a reality for every individual that watches this video, regardless of who you are, regardless of where you come from. Start to look at your future as being bright. Start to intentionally create that is going to be bright. Intend that the life you live is going to be bright. And enjoy the freaking journey, man. Enjoy the journey. As I like to say always, you're greater than any past conditioning. You're greater than any current programming. And ultimately, you are responsible for being the greatest version of yourself and then sharing that with the world. Let go of the struggle. Let it go. I know your identity is wrapped up in it. You can and you will win. Peace.